Today, we have a channel update on another milestone that we hit. Hello, and welcome back to the Geek Ball channel. My name is Jim.
I'm Owen.
Bobby.
I'm Chad.
And today, we're going to celebrate another milestone hit. Another footnote in the channel history
Of our growth.
Yes, we have surpassed, went over the 400 subscriber mark. So, yeah, I mean, I think I felt like we were just doing the 300 video just a few months ago, and the growth has been pretty amazing. So, yeah, we just wanted to, give everyone an update and just kind of thank you all for, subscribing, commenting, all that normal YouTube stuff. But, we greatly appreciate it. So yeah, we're just kind of giving an update of what we're looking at, from going from 400 subscribers on to
infinity and beyond, as Buzz Lightyear would say.
Yeah, and kind of like with me, some of the stuff that I, still want to continue to focus on with the channel is obviously the video game stuff, Tales of Collecting, getting ready to go to the Midwest's largest flea market over Labor Day.
Oh,
yes. So I'm hoping to find some deals there. Oh yeah, and also wanted to thank one of our subscribers there for bringing me a copy of Nintendo Power. That was awesome. Thank you, Brian. That's like I say, that's probably after I stopped collecting, so kind of nice. So yeah, we'll just kind of go around and we'll let everyone else kind of talk about what they see as future state for the channel and what they hope to accomplish. So go with you, Owen.
Well, I just want to say, I may not have been here from the beginning, but I sure am glad to see where it is now. I don't have too much to say on the front of the future, but I plan on keep contributing to these videos and possibly to the Substack if that ever actually comes to fruition.
It's in progress.
Gosh, Owen.
Well,
as Dr. Phil would say, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, but you do fit nicely.
I jest. I'm sure. I have faith in you.
Well, yeah, that's as Owen mentioned, that is still a thing that is being worked on. Unfortunately, we suffered a major setback on that front. As was definitely looking forward to Brad contributing on that front, and we lost him earlier this year, as we mentioned previously. And yeah, there's been some other delays. It was my fault. I haven't stayed on top of it. That it is what it is. But yeah, I know for myself. Thank you to everyone that helped get us here, and hopefully you'll stick around as we continue to go. Hopefully somewhere. But if we don't, I mean, part of the reason we all do this is because we enjoy the creative aspect and actually doing things like this. So,
I mean, heck, we talked probably for almost 30 minutes to an hour before we even start recording half the time, and we're like, why don't we just put these into videos instead of talking off camera? But no, I mean that's what we did. We enjoy just talking, nerding out a little bit, and we just kind of thought, well, why not put a camera on and record and see if anybody else cares to listen into what we have to say.
Today we spent 15-20 minutes trying to remember the name of a terrain company because I'm looking for Roman-like pillars.
Yeah, and like I said, when I get back home, I have them saved on my website under favorites. Like I order from them, so I will get you that. But anyway, hopefully it's not like whenever I say I'll put a link down in the comments and I never do.
Maybe you should put that link down in the comments for everybody else knows where to go to if they're looking for the same thing.
Well, I probably will. I mean, I'll probably put that link in like the description. That's just in case. Then they've got good stuff. I have a bunch of stuff I got from their Kickstarter I need to review. Like I've got like a whole fort that I bought from them. But anyway, so going forward, we're going to definitely keep doing the BattleTech stuff. Like I got all kinds of stuff at Gen Con, so we're going to have BattleTech stuff for the next few weeks just from that.
Yeah.
And other than that, gonna keep reviewing the movies, and the books. I got like 6 BattleTech books and a Dragonlance book, so I've got material for book reviews for a while. And oh, just in general, I saw something the other day. Someone was interviewing Kevin Smith, and I only caught part of it, which is probably a good thing because as much as I used to like Kevin Smith, like I think he definitely went crazy at some point. But he said something, and I don't remember what specifically they asked him about, but it had to do with like they wanted to get his opinion on something, and he was like, it's something I don't like. He's like, so I'm not going to waste my time just being stupidly negative about things because this was, I guess, some short while after I had his heart attack and kind of brought things into focus that like none of us have any idea how long we've got in this world, and just being negative about things is pointless. So I'm not saying I won't review things I dislike, but just like relentless negativity is not my goal. And I know sometimes it probably comes across that way with some things, and I'm sure it will if we keep talking about Star Wars, which we're going to because we like Star Wars and we wish it were better. But it's not being negative just to be negative. And it's being negative because it's something that we really care about. And it's being actively destroyed as near as we can tell. So, but just in general, I agree with his comment that there's just no point to endless negativity. So, that's why in some of our reviews, like for things like the Marvels, a lot of people trashed it. I thought it was better than Captain Marvel. It's a watchable movie. The Acolyte, it's bad, but it's not like, I don't quite think it's down to the dumpster fire level. It's close, but it's not quite there. There's a handful of good ideas floating around in it that had they done things differently could have been better. But there's no point in hate watching it. And I wasn't. I was hoping it was going to improve. And so just in general, that's my outlook on those things. And I'm going to try to adhere to that going forward. So, other times, though, the only thing to talk about is whatever is happening that happens to be negative. But we're not going to revel in it. We're not going to waller around in it. So that's my my 2 cents on what we got going forward. I got some movie show ideas I got to run by these guys, but we'll see what we can do. Chad?
First off, I want to say thank you to everybody, like everybody else has. It's been a trip. I will say that. Even though I've been intermittent at best at times.
Well, I would say that having a family and well, you got kids to deal with too, right?
Now, yeah.
So going from no kids to 2 kids.
Here's 2 8-year-olds, and then
is that a question or a statement?
I think they're 8. Both.
I gotta say I can understand that because I went from having just me and my 2 boys to getting engaged, and then now I've got a daughter too now that's in the house and trying to get the house in a workable space, which is why we're not recording at my house anymore because it's just I have 15 cats at the moment.
Life obligations.
Not by choice.
And a small horse.
Yes, small horse. No, not kidding. It's a Great Dane, but
those are small horses.
Yes, but yeah. So we've had to move, and this is actually my childhood bedroom that we're in. Just happens to be right down the road, so it's pretty nice because I've got all my video game stuff stored here right at the moment because they don't do good around animals.
No.
So, but no, and I mean that's why I've been intermittent lately about recording as well, just because I just can't just drop everything and run off. Though I have given Owen the permission to drop everything and run off if he needs to go and record something. So
yeah, but
I'm glad that caveat was there at the end.
What?
Well, I was thinking you're just because I've given Owen permission just to drop everything and take off, like just see you later.
I can do that too. I'm gonna go get milk.
Going forward, I'm hoping we can get back to what we enjoy in our pastimes as well, outside the channel. We can get back to gaming with everybody. That'd be really nice. Then I like the idea of possibly doing actual plays recording us with tabletop gaming, either with like BattleTech or any number of the numerous board games we have.
Yeah, I know, Jim. You've mentioned doing something similar with video games.
Yeah, so trying to find some time to do some Let's Plays and, you know, either board game or video game. Just whatever that may be. I know I'm still trying to figure out the best way of recording video game footage besides sticking a camera looking at the TV, which I find that's a pretty retro way of recording, so maybe I'll do it that way. But yeah, I think that was the other thing I forgot to add was the trying to do some more of that. Like I say, if we play Star Wars Armada, we'll have to make sure that we have enough tables, things that we can try to turn the ship around.
I say the first actual play we need to do is the gardening game.
Yeah, that's probably one of our least viewed videos we've ever done.
What, actually reviewing it?
Where we did the unboxing of the garden game.
Yeah.
I think that's one of our... Which, if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it, because it's a very interesting game.
It is.
Very cutthroat. It's like if you play Monopoly without the... Everybody has to, anytime you land on a piece of property, you actually have to put it up for auction, if somebody doesn't buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never played any other game where I was so happy to land on a tile and get nothing happens to you this turn.
Nothing happens, and that's the end of my turn. You take these accursed dice. Let's see you step on a rake or have your chemical shed blow up or aphids eat all your plants or winter comes or
your neighbor steals your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game was something.
It is a slog to get through.
I don't even know if we got into the main meat and potatoes where you had to learn how to plant stuff next to each other, certain things.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Because it's we can't even get to planting because it's every time you get to that point, something terrible would happen.
It was
calamity befalls you.
It was literally when, by the end of it, where we were getting to the take someone's flower, we're like, what do you need? Which one do you need to complete your collection? Tell us.
Which one will end this game?
End our misery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I veto that. We're not playing that.
You didn't play it with us.
Yeah,
you don't know the pain.
I thought it was enjoyable.
In a way, it is enjoyable.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's not a lot of demand for that,
That's the thing. We need to create the demand.
If we're going for what there's demand for, then
we're only BattleTech there.
You better start brushing up on the history of the Inner Sphere. Is all I'm saying.
Or the history of the clans.
Well, that is the history of the Inner Sphere.
Or the Game Boy Micro.
To get to the point of knowing what this thing is. So.
Or going to Gen Con every year.
Well, unfortunately, we can't make the year go by faster.
There's ways.
Cryogenics?
Nothing that fancy.
Oh, NyQuilgenics?
Yeah.
By the way, I don't recommend anyone do that. It would be crystal clear. That was not clear.
I'm joking here, people.
It can make time go faster. Kind of, but you'll also make your liver go faster, and it's just probably generally not good for your health.
No.
So I'm not a doctor. Don't take that as medical advice. I'm not a street doctor. Don't take it as that kind of advice either.
Well, this channel update has really delved into some...
we went off the rails like usual.
Well, and that's the thing. One thing we want to make sure we continue for you is unscripted mayhem that we...
That's why I'm really upset. Chad and I recorded some videos for Gen Con.
We did.
We recorded one driving up there, one driving back. And we just went for it. We were all over the place. Not me driving, but our conversation.
There's a little bit of him all over the place driving.
No, there was not. That was the other people, which we also talked about.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, the number of people in Indianapolis that cannot drive.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. We had 2 or 3 near accidents, and just the exhibitions of stupidity we were witnessing.
What's a turn signal?
Some people wonder that.
What are lane markers?
We had those 2 combined at one point.
Oh yeah.
Driving down the interstate, someone gets on. We're in like the outer lane. They decide they're just going to cross like 4 lanes and just about smash into Chris's side. We could see in their rear mirror the little light that tells you there's a car next to you. Nothing. They're just
Yep.
making my way over here.
Well,
No
you-
turn signals. My big old Cadillac. I don't give a crap what's going to happen.
We're too busy texting while driving, watching videos, watching the Geek Cabal videos while they drive.
Maybe.
Well, like, don't do that, folks. But I'll be slightly less critical if you do. Just make sure you like and subscribe first, because you're probably going to die.
I think kind of one of the highlights. I think it was in the last 100 subscribers that we had was me and Owen's review of Godzilla -1. I think it was me and Owen's the video that we were in that did the best, and
Yeah, I mean,
I think a few
I mean,
people
it
actually.
is a good movie. So
yeah, that definitely got some traction. It's a good movie. Yeah, I mean,
People actually enjoy what I say.
No, I think they could tell that we were very passionate about what we were talking about, and that we were gave an honest review about it.
so speaking of, have you seen on Netflix that they have like a black and white version of that on there to make it look like the King of the Monsters?
really,
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but
Oh, I'm waiting for the sequel of that one. I actually sat down to watch the sequel to Godzilla X Con, whatever that is. I don't know
yeah,
what the X means, but
nobody
version.
does. It's a variable.
X equals Y squared.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on it, I got pulled away. So Grant watched it. Maybe I should have Grant do the movie review.
Well, I mean, that one video he recorded reviewing the toy thing where he's just going through, like, he actually did a good job, you know, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I haven't seen that one yet, so I have no idea.
neither have I.
So yeah, movie reviews. I think we'll continue with those. I mean, obviously, it's gonna probably be stuff that we're interested in to go to see. You know, like the Deadpool Wolverine movie. You did a review on that, right?
I did.
Okay, you did. I believe so. I'm not always,
By the way, am I still the only one that has seen that here? Did you guys go watch it?
I haven't seen it yet.
I
He
have
hasn't
not
even seen
seen
any of the Deadpool movies, so.
What?
Listen, I'm kind of tapped out of Marvel right now.
Well, don't worry. They mentioned that in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there is a comment at one point. This is minor, some spoilers here. Once Deadpool has Wolverine, he literally turns to one point. It's like, "Oh, welcome to the MCU." By the way, you're coming in at kind of a low point, just to warn you.
Spoilers.
And there are definitely some shots at Disney throughout the movie,
As
and a major shot at Fox. Whenever once Deadpool gets recruited into the TVA, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do this, this, this," he literally like goes to an aside and pulls the camera. And he's like, "Suck it, Fox," and headbutts the camera. Yeah.
Spoilers.
There's all kinds of. Trust me, I haven't even begun to spoil that movie. Like, there are so many cameos and things in that movie, like, that I'm not going to talk about. I talked about them in the review. If you want to hear it, check that out. By the way, you know how it works on here. But yeah, like, yeah, there was a lot.
All right. Well,
I'll probably watch it when it comes to streaming.
Well.
I don't have a lot of money at the moment to go to theaters.
If there is actually like not a comic quite like that, but because you can tell from the trailers that Eliath is in the movie. Okay, so I'm not spoiling anything there. But whenever they tell him that, Deadpool's like, "You mean Eliath from Loki season 1, episode 5? All right." It's just like, all right. So
Well,
yeah,
so I think we've
enough about Deadpool and Wolverine.
like I said, we've kind of ventured off to the channel, off the channel updates. Is there anything left on this? Because we can definitely include all this stuff in our podcast. Which, if you haven't started watching our podcast, that's where this is exactly what we do in those.
Yeah, it's just off the wall wherever we go.
So this is pretty much a podcast, but for channel updates, which will also do the channel updates at the beginning of the podcast.
Well, no, this was more like if we had other like long
I
term
know.
stuff, but I do want to say a final like we said, thank you to everyone that got us here, and a posthumous thank you to our fallen comrade Brad, who was instrumental in getting things moving. So like we wouldn't be here at all without him yet. Although Jim and I have been talking for a while, we might have eventually gotten started previously between now and then, but just saying like the way things have gone up to this point,
Brad was the catalyst.
that was important, and just want to, again, remember his contributions to everything, and, I considered him a friend beyond that. So, Jim, I don't want to end us on a somber note. Why don't you give us some kind of highlight to take us out here?
Well, the highlight was that you guys have brought me in. I think Bobby's whole plan was to get me into a couple of videos and that I would get hooked onto it, which I think worked.
You went fishing and caught a big prize.
So, though that my videos only are a mere whatever versus the BattleTech videos, which is why I bought BattleTech Game. That review is coming at some point for the PS1, I believe.
Awesome.
So that way we can combine my video games with BattleTech. Again, we have to figure out the whole logistics. So, yeah. On to the next goal, which is either 500 or 1,000 compared, or according to chat over there. So
I'm all for going straight to 1,000, but stay with us on our journey, folks.
Yeah, I mean, look, not to get into the other side of things, but yes, 1,000 is the potentially monetizing the channel point.
I didn't even want that. I just like the nice 4-digit number.
Well, I'm just saying, like that seems to be everyone's initial goal, because you got to hit that, and the other markers we're well on our way as far as viewing hours. But yeah, 400, that's a milestone. 500, that's another milestone. These are all steps in getting there. And even when we get there, keep going.
I mean, I think in the beginning we were like, it's like, well, if we get 30 or 40 people sitting here and watching us, that'll be fine. That'll be.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we were ever expecting this, and I mean,
no, it was literally like when it got past 50, I was surprised.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of the last times I talked to Brad, when he's like, his words were, he's like, I just consider it amazing that there are 300 people out there that felt the need to subscribe to the channel and watch the videos. And yeah, that's the way I feel. I mean, we've got goals, but like realistically, you never know until you try what's going to happen. And I know my expectations weren't terribly high, so.
I think the thing that I've always learned with this is that you think a video is going to do good, it may not. And then the one random video that you put out there, like I said, the Game Boy Micro video is mine. Is like,
yeah,
I think it's topped over 1,000 views, and keeps going. And I'm like, I didn't think it was really that well done. Like I didn't put, I think I was just kind of half, it was an earlier video of mine.
Yeah. Or the one BattleTech when I did sit in the car talking about the Dark Age. Like I still get comments on that one. I did that like a year and a half ago.
First BattleTech unboxing we did.
Well, not the first one. It was a little bit into it, but the Alpha Strike box set is still our highest viewed video.
Even the first one surprised me with the views.
Yeah.
I did like the comment on that one where you were doing all the lore dump in your car and the guys.
Yeah. Look at this guy talking about 800 years of history sitting there in his car.
I think we've rambled on a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit much on this, but what we do, that's what we do. We're ramblers. But yeah, so again, thank you all for watching us, subscribing, and commenting, doing all that stuff, and yeah, we want to see us hit that next goal, and yeah,
hopefully all of you will be there with us.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah. Until the next one, we'll see you later.
See you later.
See ya.